Yeah, I want to talk about the little Beretta Model 21 Bobcat that a lot of people say that they're unreliable, and actually, I found that to be the case. When I first got it, it was hit and miss, depending. And you know what? I got this way long time ago. God, I don't know. I've had it for 25 years or something like that. Okay, so this thing's been around. Um, But that was before the internet, and people could look up what the hell's the matter. What's the problem? Well, I found the same thing. That the thing that really works best is CCI. I keep CCI mini mags, not stingers. They seem to always work in this weapon. But say I don't want to be using CCI mini mags because they're a little more money than something else. Now I actually modified this weapon a little bit. I did some touching up on it with emery paper. This is a while ago, and it actually does seem to work very well. But if I use some other ammunition, I won't put 7 rounds in the magazine. I'll put 6. I found out when you put that 7th round in there, now this has 5 in them because I keep these loaded all the time. I don't like putting 7 in there. But if I put 6, a lot of times it'll feed a lot better than if I put 7. The other thing is, you got to watch because you got a Rimfire. I don't know if you can see that. You got a rim, right? It's a Rimfire. They're designed to go in rifles. It's really not really made for. They're designed for revolvers and rifles. They're not really designed for autoloaders. It's not an autoloader pistol round. But these, like, you want to have them like the rim. You don't want the rims when they're staggered like that. You want the rims touching each other like that. That's another thing is very important, the bullet length, the actual round length of the 22. Because if the length of the 22 is a little bit shorter, like a hollow point or something, they won't stack where the rims are all touching each other. If they're stacking like that, you see, if it's going in this way, like that, it might not feed right because that rim is going against the other rim, trying to push it in. But if they're on top of each other, no problem. And I think that's why they made this magazine where you can grab this and pull it down like that. You can pull the spring down, because what I do is I pull the spring down, I load them in here one at a time, and to make sure they're fully seated to the back, so these rims are right on top of each other. But it always seems to work very well with the mini mags. Not a problem. And if yours don't work right, just shoot the shit out of it. I'll tell you one thing. But what I also did was up in here, I polished that all up in here. Polished all around in here. Got any sharp. I did that a while ago. Seems to work freaking pretty good to me, even with crappier ammo. But it's not 100% reliable with crappy ammo. But it is freaking pretty damn good with the CCIs. It seems to be like 100% fail safe, So take this off. I've also, I just polished up and around in here, including up on here in the rails. Maybe I wasn't doing the right thing, but it works. It works very well. And this was before, the internet. I think maybe there was 086 computers back then. Whenever I bought this thing. There was an internet, but it wasn't like, there was a bulletin board maybe. That was about it. That was your internet, so you couldn't get information. But I found it was interesting that there's people that said various things about what ammo they liked. Some liked, the Federal, some like some match ammunition or whatever the hell it was. A lot of people didn't like the. Yeah, I knew when I saw the Winchester with the green box, the Super X, whatever the hell that was. I forgot what the hell that is. I know what the Thunderbolt. Yeah, that's what it was. The green box. Man, I was looking at some stuff on YouTube. I said, I bet you that shit freaking fails, man. That stuff is crap. But it does work with my little Marlins, my 2 Marlin 2-feed rifles. And I don't see any reason why you can't make this as good as, an old Marlin that's really broken in. Yeah, the ammunition does have a lot to do with it, but it's not solely the ammunition, because sometimes some of them work better with others. Some work extremely well with almost any ammunition, and they all seem to work pretty damn good with the mini mags. Most of them will work 100% reliable with the CCI mini mags. I don't shoot any freaking stingers in there. No CCI stingers. Nope. I think they're too hot. I'm actually thinking about getting another 22. Actually, I have another 22 pistol. It's a crappy one. But what I'm probably not going to be able to put this on here in one hand. Yeah, maybe I could. But the thing is, come on, baby. Can I do that one hand? Maybe. No, not quite. See what happens. It should be. I almost got it, damn it. I know I'm off. But anyway, should be right about there. This thing's so simple to put together, I figured I'd do it one hand. But anyway, I'm thinking about getting some older weapon with like steel. I'm not sold in on a lot of these. There it is. I'm not sold on a lot of these freaking alloy weapons and shit. I wasn't even sold on the Beretta 92FS, the 9mm. I wasn't even sold on that too much when that first came out. But I might get a Ruger 22, some of their new ones, possibly. But then again, if I find some really old steel frame one that works like it's really good, I'll probably get that. I'm thinking of looking at some other pocket pistol in the 22. But yeah, these can work pretty damn well. 99% of it is the ammo, but it's not all the ammo. Like I said, I polished up that feed ramp in here. I polished up the slide, polished up the frame. And also, very careful attention. Again, I'm repeating myself. Very careful attention on this stuff. Because I realized, if I use the crappy ammo, I don't load the magazine down to 7. Because 7 rounds in the magazine, because they start tilting funny because of this rim. The rim makes the rounds start pointing down as that rim is going up, and like you stacking them, the round starts pointing down. And usually where you have a failure to feed will be on the first round if you have 7 rounds in the magazine with crappy ammo. But these CCIs would, I think anything that is a quality ammo that is copper plated and no hollow points, you want the full length. See, the hollow point in a freaking 22 doesn't make sense anyway. I don't think it expands in the least. You want the full length and you want a round nose. You want it to actually glide along right up there, which, I polish up. I did it a long time ago. And yeah, mine when I first got it, I was buying, cheapskate freaking 22 ammo, and it was jamming a lot. And when I discovered mini mags, it worked. Then after a bunch of polishing and stuff, and also, like I said, the loading of the magazine, the way I do it, make sure these are fully to the back, the rims are fully to the back. That's why I load them with pulling the spring down like that. Do one at a time. Even the cheaper stuff works pretty good as long as you put 6 in a round, mags in a round in the magazine, and polished up the surfaces in there. They even work pretty good. And maybe you'll say I'm wrong about this, but the hollow points, I don't know. To me, it's a 22. I mean, 22. 22 isn't like... A 22, though, is like... I have to say this about 22s, man. Yeah, 22 can do anything. It really could. It really could. It really could. It's not designed for that, but it really could do anything. Anything, pretty much. I mean, if you had an emergency and you're starving out in the woods and you had to shoot a deer, you can shoot him with a 22. No problem. Well, I mean, not legally, but, if you're starving or something out in the wilderness or something, you could take down a lot of game with a 22. And it will work as a defensive round with shot placement, as everybody freaking knows, but that's all talk until you do the right thing. Because usually shot placements don't work right when you're freaking in fear of your life. Your shot placements are all over the place. That's a fact, too. And anything, if you put like a zillion rounds through it, it gets dirty, it jams. Even The only weapon well, that's just my weapon. I don't know why I got lucky on that. The Colt 45, but you know, a lot of the people, they don't freaking have that such good luck. Man, I can put like, you know, several hundred rounds for that sometimes in my reloads, and it won't jam ever. But 22 ammo, I think, is kind of dirty. So this thing, if you pump a lot of rounds through it, after a while it starts jamming. But I don't consider that a defect of a weapon, even with the CCIs. I mean, if you pump like a lot of them through there, and I don't know how many rounds I have through this thing. Probably, I'm sure it's more than a few thousand. So, but that's one reason I'm afraid of getting some of these new weapons, because I'm not sure how durable they are, man. You know, because when I used to go shooting a lot, man, like 100 something freaking center fires, but the 22s, man, I put out at least a few hundred every time I went out shooting, and I used to go once a week for years, at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. So that's a lot of rounds. So just want to put these tips out here, because this little weapon can work pretty well, and I like since it's a blowback operation, I like this tip-up barrel, because if you got a round in here, you know, like that, and you need to tip it up, you know, boing, you know, like you can actually fly it out of there, do that, you know, do this, boing, get that damn thing out of there if it's stuck. Actually, my rounds, I polished this up so much that these rounds fit in here like really pretty damn loose. They're probably not supposed to be like that, but that's why I only use stingers in it. I think I actually made this thing, I really did polish. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. I did that a long time ago, but I've actually, most of the time now, even the cheap stuff works pretty good. The main problem is failure to feed if you got 7 rounds in a magazine, or, you know, but with CCI Minimax, 7 rounds in a magazine feeds fine. So I just figured I'd pass that tip on. This thing is pretty damn durable, because of and I've been using it in years, but I did use it a lot. And you know, it's no problems, man. I have another one at some other brand. It's like some kind of pot metal bullshit. Man, that thing is I think it's got a service life. I think I used it beyond its service life, and I didn't even put as many rounds through it as this. The Beretta seems to be a lot more durable than some of the other stuff that's out there.